Hello, everybody. I'm finally back with another episode. I just started off with a new fresh operating system because I don't even want to finish the other one. It's getting way too messy, and I'm pretty much just using it to test stuff. I didn't rehearse this video. I didn't test if anything worked, but we'll give it a go. So, in this video, what we're going to be going over is shutting down, rebooting, and then maybe next episode I'll go over like file systems, fat file systems, FAT. Uh, but this is actually not gonna work because like ACPI isn't really implemented very well in Cosmos. So we can't shut down or restart with just using Cosmos. So that's when you start leeching off of other people that are actually good at C sharp. Well, C. And yeah. So um we have a ACPI that's slightly complicated. No, it's not complicated, it's slightly complicated. And I'm actually gonna debug in unsafe mode. Where the heck? Hold up. Is it in here? Here it is, here it is. Okay. Allow unsafe code. You need to do that. Save that, I guess. But I'm not sure. I'm actually not even sure if I could just run everything in an unsafe tag like that. But even if I do that, I think I'm gonna have to. Build an unsafe. So no. Okay. So it didn't work. So you have to use unsafe mode. Debug with the with unsafe, because uh if you don't, then well, you're probably gonna run into errors. Pretty much everything's unsafe in Cosmos. Like if you were in the last episode, we saw that we were using unsafe ints and longs like this. Those ones. Um. Yeah. So. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna. So, I think this has to be ran in um hardware, in the hardware ring. I'll try to run it outside of the hardware ring though. There's a DLL for this, but apparently it doesn't work, and I don't want to take any risks. So, we'll just add a class. It's a namespace. So yeah, we're gonna have to add new Cosmos. And excuse me if I'm being like, if I'm not, um, excuse me if I'm kind of like figuring out where to go, because I've actually not been using Visual Studio or even C Sharp for a while. I've been doing web development, so yeah. And sure, JavaScript is kind of similar to C Sharp, but whatever. ACPI manager. So this is kind of how we made the hardware. We just delete the boot because we're not booting with that. I'll just make sure to set this as the startup project, and then we'll delete the kernel. Assembly info. Do I have rings up in here? Yeah, okay. So just add cosmos.com. Where? There it is. Here. Click. Now that cosmos.com is added, we can just. Oh yeah, first I have to import it. Lol. Am I okay? I don't even know if I'm in the right assembly info. I am not very good at organizing my crap. This is the assembly info. Oh, it's no, it isn't a statement. I did expect that. I just like to test stuff. What should? Okay, so I'll just go up here and add a class. Make sure it's in the ACPI manager that we created, and we'll just call this ACPI. Make sure you add the .cs or else things happen. And then we'll just paste this code, see what happens. We can see we run into a few problems. Unsafe codes, what's this? Okay, okay, maybe it's just for, yeah. I thought that it would maybe go through the entire solution, but whatever. I believe that your kernel is automatically in the user ring 3, so that's good. Oh, but then we don't have to put this in hardware. Okay, whatever, it's fine. In here we'll just add core and hardware. Yeah, we have to put it in hardware, right? Do we? I'm not even gonna. If we run into error, I'll change it. Okay. If we don't, then it works. Hello. Hardware does not exist. Am I using the user kit or something? What? No errors? Okay. But I don't understand how. Okay, how is this slightly complicated? How is this slightly complicated? The first thing that's complicated is these. I think it means that that integer is unsafe. But why can't you just go like that? I don't know. It's so complicated. I can't even explain it to everyone. And I'm supposed to be teaching you, not just showing you what to do. What is this? I don't know. I can't explain this. It's beyond my knowledge. There are comments. You can read the comments, okay? Oh my god. But this isn't really shutting down because as you can see, it just says it is now safe to turn off your computer. And I don't even think we can reboot. Let's check. No. So maybe what we can do is just like, well, not if we see here it just says no ACPI. I just messed that up, okay? And yeah, so that probably just means that maybe you can't have ACPI in your computer. That wouldn't make too much sense to me, but it's probably possible. The thing I don't really like about this is I have no idea what these variables are. It would be nice if whoever created this just maybe made the variables a little more understandable. I could kind of understand some of them. This probably means address or something. I don't know. Yeah, it probably does. No. Address. Yeah. It probably is. Couldn't enable ACPI. No, wait. Enable ACPI. Maybe there's one in hardware, but I'm unaware of. This probably won't even work because I don't even think I'm using the dev kit at this point because I think it has hardware. Okay. So that's about it for this. Let's go back to our kernel. So we're just gonna create a switch statement to just read what the person is writing in the console. Then we'll say, hey, let's say that he types in shutdown. I don't think we can split. We can't use regex, regular expressions. I don't think we can split. I actually don't. I'll try though. Oh. We'll give it a go. Oh, I thought it said like error, and then I'm like, oh, build succeeded. Okay, well, apparently you can split strings. You what? I um, I am actually genuinely surprised that you could split. Oh. Oh no, that's two string. Hold up. It's gonna give me an error now. We'll try this, and if this works, then it should give us the output E because all we're doing is we're splitting this by the white space. So then it should return both letters of E in an array, and the array value 0 should be E, and the array value 1 should also be E. And then, yeah, that should be about it. Oh, okay, apparently we can split strings, so I'll just do that. Remember that dot equals is not implemented, so that's why I'm doing the equals equals sign. You shouldn't do this in actual code. And what I'm doing here should also not be used in a real command system. So now we have our basic command system and we have our command shutdown. Yeah, I don't think of any other ones right now. Watch switch not be implemented right now. I just thought of that. No, it worked, it worked. Okay, so I'll just test out my little command system I made. Should not be used in a real operating system. Any successful operating system right now that's meant for compatibility with for oh really? Oh, okay. So any real operating system meant to be used meant to be sold and used for email, internet, games, that kind of stuff. It should have a user-friendly GUI. Probably won't be a command line. I mean, how many people actually use MS-DOS? Linux is more understandable, but you could easily get a GUI in Linux. I highly doubt many people use Linux just 100% strictly the command line, nothing else. Nothing to do with the GUI. I highly doubt very many people use it like that. Sure, some do, but it's Linux, okay? Linux has a good name. So, if you just start your own operating system with the command line, not many people are going to know how to use it. which is why I shouldn't, because it has no name. People don't want to learn because they don't know if your operating system is any good. So that's why I need GUI, at least to start off. Or maybe it's vice versa. I don't know. It's up to you. Okay. Did not work. We'll just add a reference to our ACPI manager. And that should clear up. Or, yeah. And now we'll just go. We could just run ACPI.shutdown, because if we look up here and we just go all the way down, all of this just for this shutdown command. No, I'm joking. It's all of this up here, I believe, is just to get your ACPI system, because Cosmos does not implement ACPI very nicely. So if we go down here and we look at the shutdown command, we can see that this is pretty much the only command that's going to be used outside for now. But you could, like, there's disable, there's the init, the initialization that we probably have to use. There's enable to check if it's enabled. As you can see, it says int, so you can't just go, you can't wrap it in an if statement. You're gonna have to say if it's -1. Maybe you could wrap it in an if statement. I don't know. I don't think you can though. And as you can see, everything up here is private. So we'll just actually not just go right to the shutdown. Yep, that's what I thought. They're all static, so you're gonna just have to run the initialization like this. I'm just gonna check if Cosmos implemented equals by now. I don't think so. Nope. So what we're doing here is we're just saying if the ACPI is not enabled, then just read the line. But if it is, shut down. And I don't like these brackets. I need to get rid of them. Even though, okay, let me tell you something. When yeah, I do see the both cancelled. When you compile for loops, if statements without brackets, all that stuff, they add brackets to the if statements for loops are changed into while loops. That's why I rarely ever use for loops, because if you use for loops instead of while loops, it's just gonna get compiled into a while loop. If you just create a console application, you put a for loop in, you compile it, then you decompile it with ACPI, you can see that it's going to turn into a while loop. So if you want your code to be compact, you just never use a for loop. But you could still just get rid of the brackets on the if and else statements because it's easier to see. Anyway, let's just take a look at what happened. Aha, okay. Yep. So I thought. So we want to be able to talk to system. We want to be able to talk to hardware and users, so I'll just put it in system. Because it's in 2. Hardware's in 1, users in 3. Oh, no. Oh my god. Okay, so I think I know what we're gonna do. Okay, that's fine. This has to be in hardware. Okay, so ACPI handler, yeah, sure. We'll create a new project. Same thing. Delete the boot. Oops. Set this as a startup project. Kernel. Add core. I mean common, not core. Import the ACPI manager. We'll check what methods we need. We need the initialization, enable, and shutdown. So, what I've done, um, oh, so what I've done here is I've just, refer, oh, this isn't gonna work, I should have thought about that. Should what? Oh, okay. Hmm. I think I just gotta change the name for the namespace. Yeah, this isn't gonna work, I don't think. If it does, I'll actually be really happy and surprised. Build failed. What? You what? Okay. That's actually quite nice. Damn. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. I think it's shutting down right now. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so we're just gonna read the line because it's gonna keep shutting down, I think. And that would probably, I know it said null reference exception, but in my mind that would just turn into like a Stack Overflow, I think. No, it wouldn't turn into, oh, it probably would turn into Stack Overflow. I don't know though. Well, okay, same thing happened. Or it's reading the line. Nope. So we'll just see what exception it brings us to. And then we will try to fix it. Or maybe it's something in this code. Aha, no reference. Well, it'd help if you told me where that was. That does not help at all. Does not help. Oh, here it goes. Message from Cosmos operating system. Okay, it is a dev kit. Okay, that's good. Now I know that I'm running a dev kit. I am not seeing anything. Common debug connector, blah blah blah, handler, exception E. I have no clue, it's not telling me very much here. I'll tell you what, man. You know what I'm gonna do actually here? Okay, I know what happened. Okay, that makes so much more sense now. I know why we're running into the null reference exceptions. I know why everything like that's happening. Okay, okay. Change everything back. Alright, I'll explain to you. If you don't know. Head over to the manager. Alright, so as you can see, the heck? Alright, it's never gonna get to this. It's not gonna get there because we're shutting down. This is all sending the shutdown command. So, my guess at what's happening is that the computer here is pretty much, it's, I think what it's doing is it's just disposing of everything, so then it's safe to shut down your computer. But then, it's also, the reason we're getting null reference exceptions is because some of the things that it's disposing of might, I don't know, they might turn into like, they might turn null or with no value. I don't know what happens after they get disposed like this, but it does look like we're using the null keyword a lot. That's probably not gonna even mean anything, but it looks like after this it's just never gonna say console.write. It's now safe to turn it off your computer. It'd be nice though if it automatically turned it off. And we also don't need it in it because it checks if this is null, and if it isn't, just initializes. Yep. So if I like shut down right now, versus if I like maybe if it's in it, we have to debug this. Oh, not something I had expected. All right. Yep. Oh wait, what? What? Hold up. Hold up. What? Shit, how is it being used by another process, mate? If only debugging took like 30 seconds to just boot it up. Kind of feels like it's taking a minute to boot up. Okay. It looks like it did shut down. No, it just put an exception. Alright, I'm gonna run this one more time and see exactly what's happening. I think we're running into the null reference exception because of this line here. I think it's because this is not returning anything. So if I just press a key, or did I mess this up? Okay, so when I press the key that happened. Kind of confused here. Maybe it's just taking so long to initialize. Maybe it's like initializing right now. Maybe it's running this statement here. No, it doesn't run that until I read the key. Yeah, I think it automatically initializes though, so if I just get rid of that, shouldn't make too much of a difference. Um, no error? Well, I think we have officially shut everything down. I don't know. I actually think I accidentally pressed the key twice. I'm just gonna run this again to make sure that it's shutting down before I come to a conclusion, because I don't think it is, but it could be. Because it should just say safe to shut down, it shouldn't shut down. That actually, I think that's shutting down. Let me check this number keys off. I'm just gonna Google this. I'll Google this. Thread settings. I think that's one. Run. It's typed it. The heck is this? Okay. I think that this has been successful. I actually think that this has been successful. I can just get rid of all this. Delete this. Reference, not the actual thing. Yep. Think that we have successfully shut down. And wasted a lot of time making this. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you have a good day. If you have enjoyed me wasting your time, watching me waste your time, then just leave a like and subscribe. Sorry that this was a little longer than it should have been and not rehearsed at all, but peace.